All right, welcome back to week 2 of the Wiff Talk Postgame show. We got game breakdown, MVP rankings, power rankings, and then player of the week like always. So first game, Monarchs versus Cows. At the end of it, looked like it was going to be the game of the year, maybe game of the week. Austin and Z pitched amazing, 1-1 game, going into extra innings. Then Jack Fields bursting on the MVP race with a 3-run home run top of the 4th. Ended up winning them the game. It was an amazing pitching matchup that ended with the Monarchs on top. Game 2, not a whole lot to note. The Cows Sandlot game, it was Foster versus rookie Jack Means. Foster got a couple home runs, ended 6-1. Not a whole lot of exciting play, but big game for Foster. And then game 3, what ended up being the game of the week and is an early front runner for game of the year. The Dinos with a Brady pitching had a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the 3rd. Then with a little bit of smack talk from someone behind the camera, Cooper hit a home run to make it 1-2, and then the Monarchs ended up pulling out the 3-2 win. Jack Fields with 2 walk-offs this week. Basically, the first one isn't technically a walk-off, but 2 walk-offs, huge for Jack Fields in terms of confidence. And then the last game of the week, Dino Sandlot. Carson had a rough start, but Kai came in with a second great relief game. Ended up being a 5-1 win for the Dinos. And must I say, Spencer, me with the 2022 debut, 2 RBIs and 3 walks. But yeah, the MVP race, I really think there's 3 people in it, and people can put it in any order. I would say Jack Fields, Conlon, then Foster, but you can put it in any order. Conlon had a great week 1. Lackluster week 2. Jack Fields the opposite. Foster's been pretty consistent, but that 2 home run game really helped. But those would be the 3 guys up for MVP through a couple weeks. And then my power rankings, after 2 weeks, I'd have Monarchs at 1. I think they're hot at the right time. They started 0-2, but Jack looked great. My 2 and my 3 were really close, but I broke the tie. I put Cows at 2. What it came down to is I think Foster is playing better than any player on the Dinos right now. I think the teams as a whole are pretty similar, but I think Foster is the best player of the 2. And then I had Sandlot at 4, and I think this is really close. Every team is 2-2, but it just comes down to consistency and who can be there for the Sandlot. Jay Smith's week 2, their top 2 picks are both gone. Until they kind of show some consistency in their lineup, then I'm going to have them at 4, but I think this is the tightest 4 power rankings I've ever had. Anyone could be 1 through 4. That's just the way I have it. Now to wrap up, bring on Jack Fields, the player of the week this week.
How you doing, Spencer?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
All right, so you had basically 2 walk-offs this week. How you feel coming off of that?
I feel that we're doing pretty good coming off of week 2. Week 1 was a pretty rough week for us. We went 0-2. Coming off of week 2, we have a little streak going. I think we're going to do good in week 3 and keep on the momentum.
All right, so for you as a player, Conlon, he had a great week 1, came in here, expected to continue, and kind of had a lackluster week 2. How are you planning on building on this MVP week as opposed to breaking back down?
For week 3, I'm going to have Zayden and Connor pitching, so I'll just be focusing on hitting and fielding more. So I'm trying to get some more hits in there, some good plays in the field to keep my MVP up there.
All right.
Off week.
And how about your team as a whole? How are you feeling now? Obviously, after week 1, you probably weren't feeling good. Now, after going 2-0 in another week, it's kind of a lot of emotions there. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good about my team. It's a little up and down after week 1, but after week 2, I'm feeling pretty good that me, Zayden, and Connor could be a good big 3, and we could go on, maybe win the World Series, hopefully.
Yeah. Your team's looking good after 2 weeks. That's all we got for you. This week sponsored by Gatorade. See you guys next week.